Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late September 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the lovely Virgo collective in late September? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo. Late September, what's the vibe? And while we get this card out, for those of you that are right on this little border of Virgo and Libra, I hope you all had a very happy birthday. I hope all Virgos had a happy birthday. But yeah, we're moving on into Libra season now. Okay, Queen of Swords. So whether this is an energy you're stepping into or it's somebody else, I love the Queen of Swords, but there's also some energy where it's like, what's going on here? Because sometimes she could be a little bit harsh. Now, obviously, she's not the literal Queen of Swords because this is an Oracle deck, but she just gives me that vibe in the biggest way. And there's a lot of positives to that. Now, before we fully dive in, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this lovely lady here. So we see her, this divine feminine figure. She has a very stern, strict looking face. She has that awesome looking crown. And to me, she just looks like she's not messing around. Now, for some of you, you might just be connected to an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Gender doesn't have to be specific here. But stepping into this energy could be very good for some of you because I always say it's strict, no nonsense, no BS, honest. What you see is what you get. If you ask the Queen of Swords her opinion on something, you're going to get the no BS, no frills answer. So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I guess it really depends on your situation. So again, some of you could be stepping into this. But another thing with the Queen of Swords, she could just be so serious, and sometimes she could be so honest that it's hurtful. Sometimes she could be mean. Sometimes she could be cold and detached. So watch out for anybody that's acting a little cold when she shows up. But again, for some of you, this could be really great for strategy, planning, and communication. So I really like her for most of you. Just watch out for the mean people, the cold people. We're just going to let her chill out over there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Virgos. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Big Return. So even if it wasn't last week, just as the energy bleeds through the next couple of weeks, there's a big potential for things to pop back up or swing back around. So whether it's situations that you thought you were done dealing with it, it's like, oh, here we are again, Virgo. For some of you, it could be people. It really depends. But there seemed to be this really strong energy last week of revisiting the past. So whether you've been taking a lot of trips down memory lane or whether it's things that are popping up to say hello, that could bleed over for a couple of weeks. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Virgo in late September. What do we got for my good friends? Thank you. Okay, Magician, that's good. Usually. I like the Magician in position number 1. It's a great card for manifesting, creating, super spiritual. So that's a good start. Let's get a couple more. I don't want to put too much stock into that just yet. We got to see what else shows up. 6 of Pentacles, cool. Could be great things for like money, business, work. For some of you, that just might be your focus. But there's some good looking financial stuff coming in for some of you. Knight of Cups. Listen, Virgo, the energy seems much improved from the last few weeks. I really, really like what I'm seeing here so far. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I know how readings could flip and change at the drop of a dime, but these energies at their base level look pretty nice to me. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, there's a ton of complementary energy for people with Virgo placements. And you know, I always look at the elements first. Right here, we have Earth. That's your power element. That's your comfort zone. So the world of material security, work, business, home, family, like the material world shows up strong here. The only downside to earth energy, sometimes it could be a little too slow. Sometimes it could be an energy that feels a little stuck. But we have water right next to it with the Knight of Cups, the realm of feelings and emotion. And that is another very beneficial energy for a lot of Virgos, especially if you have a lot of earth placements. So again, it's loving, caring, nurturing, expressive. All this energy seems to be in motion. That's another thing I like. And then we have this magician here, which is the master of all elements, not just earth and water. It's the master of all. So I like him there. And with water and earth, that's a recipe for potential and blessings. So let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, the Magician. Now, this is a card that I absolutely love. It's steeped in symbolism. There's a lot of depth here. And we see this individual, they're in ceremonial robes. They got the universal infinity symbol over their head. They got their wand pointed up to the sky, which kind of represents them channeling energy. They also have all the elements depicted here, which does represent control. Now, this is great for anything spiritual. So, if you're working on your spirituality, your spiritual practice, connecting with your inner voice, doing ritual and prayer, anything like that is highly favored for a lot of Virgos in this time. But the Magician is the biggest card manifesting, creating. So, whether you're purposefully trying to bring something in, whether you're subconsciously bringing something in and you don't realize it, the Magician tells us that you are in a time of creation. So, people with Virgo placements, your power is to create and bring things to you are extra heightened. This is a very magnetic card, it pulls things to it. Now, the challenge with this card, because remember, every card has a flip side, the Magician represents control. And that's why it links to manifesting, because it's like, I want to control my future. I want to control how this goes. So, whether you're dealing with someone or something that's too controlling, whether there's something that you can't really control, or at least there's an appearance of that, we want to keep a close eye on this card. It's also karmic. When I see the infinity symbol, that really indicates a lot of spiritual energy, karmic energy. So we're just going to leave that Magician right there. He could keep doing whatever he's doing. Now, moving to the middle, another card that I really like. We have the Six of Pentacles, also karmic. This person does have the scales. So we're kind of getting that similar theme this week where there's like this universal spiritual karmic energy around you, which can be very beneficial. But the Six of Pentacles, when I see it, it's very open. It's very giving. This is a super charitable energy. It's great for money. To me, this is a card of money flowing. So whether it's flowing in, flowing out, it's like seamless. So I do like it for that. Um, Now we can tie this into relationships as well, because sometimes this card can represent fairness, equality. So maybe there's a relationship where, yeah, no, it's even, it's balanced. We're both giving to it the same. But when we look at the flip side, this card could sometimes represent an imbalance where you might be doing more of the work, you might be holding more of the emotional burden, or like there's just some sort of imbalance that might need work. But I like it. It's also one of my cards of gift giving. I know your birthday just passed, so maybe you need to treat yourself. But I like this balance. It could also represent something coming into balance. And for a lot of you, like with this combination, it's like a prayer answered. So again, I'm not going to get too grandiose, but to me, that's a huge prayer answered. Now, moving to the very back end, we have the Knight of Cups, Mr. Prince Charming himself, beautiful. So I always say with all knights, they represent action and movement, and they're also communicators, very similar to pages. So yeah, sure, is this a conversation? Potentially. Is this an emotional offer where somebody opens up? Could be. Um, I like it because of the creativity, and it is a huge card of love. If you're not connected to a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, the Knight of Cups moves at the right speed. It seems to do everything right. Everything seems perfect with this card. So I'm going to call it a positive, but there are downsides to it as well. Right? I don't want to say this is a card that manipulates emotionally, but this card could sometimes shut down quickly. Right? When this Knight of Cups flips in reverse, it goes from perfect to not real quick, where it's like it was open, it was flowing, and then boom, the card flips on its head. So we do want to keep a close eye on him as well. And again, he could just be a message or a talk of some kind, but when we combine all these energies this week, we're looking pretty nice, hopefully. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Virgo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my friends. Let's see what's happening. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on Mr. Magician. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, Could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the magician here? What's going on with the magician? Yeah, I mean, there it is. Like the Six of Swords in reverse. Now, normally, I would say, oh, that could be a rocky energy because in the upright, the Six of Swords is a card that seems to be improving, seems to be getting better, coming out of choppy waters into calm. But why would someone purposely manifest struggles for themselves? So I would say this for some of you, the message diverges here. For some of you, there could be someone in your circle or your orbit that is making something more difficult than it needs to be. Like, so for you as a Virgo, you probably see that where it's like, if you would just take my advice or if you would just do this, things would go much smoother. But this energy seems insistent on complicating something. That's one thing. Now, for another portion of you, when I see the magician, the manifesting with the Six of Swords in reverse, here's that energy we saw last week. So we still do have that bleed through of things popping back up, things returning. So whether it's situations, whether it's people, Six of Swords in the upright is moving away. In reverse, it's an energy that's coming back around. So it's like, all right, well, let's touch base on this again. So for some of you, this could be some sort of unfinished business, especially since I'm getting it in 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, take whichever one hits for you. Hopefully, there's nobody complicating or overcomplicating something. I like the manifesting energy though, because so no, even if you are dealing with some issues or problems, pray, manifest, meditate. You know, you're a creator being. Let's keep moving. Let's see what's up with the Six of Pentacles. I just hope it's not somebody that's making something more difficult than it needs to be. Either that or it's unfinished business. Let's see what's up with the six. Why is that Six of Pentacles here for my good friends? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, with the world in the upright, it's an energy. It's like, yeah, no, I'm cool. Everything's cool. Everything's perfect. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't want to say it's like a fake ending, but the way it seems to me, the Six of Pentacles with the world in the upright, it's like, no, that's too easy. Like, there's the unfinished business is showing up here in a very strong way. I feel like that showed up for you a few months ago, but the undertone in my intuition, there's a ton of like unfinished business. So take from that what you will. Now let's talk about the world a little bit. Usually it's a card of completions. It is a card of endings. Um, I don't see it as a Ten of Swords type of ending. It's more of like, let's close one chapter and open another. So hopefully for some of you with the Six of Pentacles and the world in the upright, it's like, all right, well, we're finally on to the next chapter. There could be certain things that are culminating. But at the same time, when I see the Six of Pentacles in the world, it's like, no, that's too easy. Or there's more here. Like endings usually don't go down like this. Like there's more to the story. So I'm not sure how that fits you and what you're going through, but there's tons of unfinished business. Sure, for some of you, could there be a chapter culminating and completing? Absolutely. So hopefully that's a good thing for some of you. But I feel like there's still more to the story. I feel like there's still more to happen, still more to unfold. Let's move in on the Knight of Cups. We'll see what he has, then we'll do a quick recap. So really strong energies here. And again, nothing to raise the alarm about. I'm not seeing anything that's like making me nervous or scaring me. It just feels like no, someone missed something. Someone missed a few details. There's like unfinished business. Let's go in on the Knight of Cups. Let's see what he has. So why is the Knight here, please? Thank you. Okay. I mean, we do have the Four of Cups, which is a very mental, cerebral energy, where it's like someone they want to say something, but they're not doing it for some reason, which is a little frustrating when we think about it. Now, the Four of Cups, this is an energy that still cares. So for some of you, whether, and again, we don't have to put this in context of just love and relationships. This could represent any situation. When I see the Knight of Cups, Four of Cups, it's like inside someone still cares about something quite a bit. Like it's something that's still in their mind, something that they're still thinking about, something that is not fully resolved. So we do have this theme here of unresolved or unfinished situations where it's like until they do get resolved, this energy is going to stick for whatever reason. The Four of Cups could be daydreaming and imaginative. Maybe someone's on your mind. Maybe you're on someone else's mind. Try your best not to overthink things. I mean, that's easier said than done. I know Virgos have very active minds, but try your best not to overthink things or like think negatives into positive because you do have a lot of manifestation power in this time. But yeah, when I see the Knight of Cups, it's like, I want to speak, I want to say something. Not yet. Maybe not. It's like an energy that's a little back and forth. So we could see a potential conversation at some point, but at where it looks back here is someone wants to do something, but they're stopping themselves from doing it. And again, this unfinished energy, there's still something that somebody cares about quite a bit. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. So, very unique reading this week, and it does kind of fit in with what we saw last week a little bit. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we start off with the Magician and the Six of Swords in reverse. Now, I did say for some of you, watch your thoughts in this time. Watch the things that you're dwelling on, because your powers to manifest and bring them in are heightened, because I did have this prayer answered, especially in the top. But for another portion of you, this alignment could be someone that's making something more difficult than it needs to be. So watch out for people that are overcomplicating or not taking your advice about something. It's like, no, it's pretty straightforward. We need to do this, this, and this. There's also a vibe here again of something popping back up, coming back around. See it heavily right here in the front, the unfinished business or unfinished situations. Moving to the back, the center, Six of Pentacles with the World in the upright. I did say this kind of feels like a fake ending. I don't know why I said it like that. There could be something that's culminating, but it's not quite done yet. That's how it feels to me. There's still more there. So, like, this energy seems to be, hey, no, yeah, I'm cool. Everything, I'm cool with this. I don't really buy it. But again, there's good energy here that something is going to culminate in the next chapter. There's still more. There's still more to write. There's still more to experience. Moving to the back end, we have the Knight of Cups with the Four of Cups in the upright. So definitely watch the mind, watch the thought process. Try to stay optimistic with things. There's an energy that wants to do something or say something, but they're not for whatever reason. This could be a little strategic. Maybe somebody's planning something, but the unfinished energy, it's someone that still obviously cares about something quite a bit. Like, there's a thought lodged within someone. So very unique reading this week. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They can be a good thing too. So let's get you one. What do we got in the shadows for Virgo, please, my guys? And oh yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we got for Virgo in the shadows, please? Thank you. Temperance. Yeah, so there's that restraint type of energy showing up here in the shadows once again. Now, temperance is great for spiritual protection. Archangel Michael usually depicted on here, big Sagittarius energy. So for some of the Virgos out there, maybe this is spirit saying like, hey, Virgo, even if you don't see me, even if you don't feel me, I'm with you and I'm protecting you. Beautiful. Absolutely love it for that. But temperance is a card that's not making action for whatever reason, whether it's letting something calm down, whether it's taking a little step back, taking a little break. These are things I think of with temperance. And the shadow side of it could be impatience, could be someone that's feeling quite stuck, or somebody that needs to practice temperance, but they can't. So, like you see with the imagery here, it looks like this person's on fire, but they're not moving. So we get this urge to do, urge to act, but it's like, then why aren't you? Then why isn't this energy moving? So again, it doesn't feel bad. It's great for spiritual protection, but I see the energy of someone either overcomplicating things or wanting to do something, but purposely not. So we're going to leave it at that, Virgo. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The September calendar is already live, so we could have ourselves a little chat. But for the September subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks ever, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's great for beginners and experienced readers. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the zodiac signs, which ones do you get along best with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As usual, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.